Hello, my name is Grant Beckett, and I am in Communications 319. And today I will be talking about communication in a workplace. Communication is very important in all aspects of life. I mean, business, school, sports, if you play sports, anything that you do your whole life, you will have to use communication in. And it's especially important in the workplace. There are many ways of communicating. There are verbal, nonverbal communication. There's texting. There's tons of ways to communicate, and what we're going to talk about today is just like the best way to communicate with people in the workplace to make you as effective as possible. So to start off, we're going to talk about why it's important. So some reasons are building trust, building bonds, building relationships up with your coworkers. Communication can help minimize errors, and it can keep the productivity high. So when talking about this, building trust and building relationships in a workplace is a huge key to success, because if you get on your manager's good side, if you are always nice to him, always telling him the correct things, all doing all that, you're going to be more likely to get moved up in a workplace. And if you're not telling him the correct things, so your communication's bad, say you mess up and you're scared to tell him that you messed up, that's how bad things happen. The article that I'm referring to today is called The Importance of Effective Communication in a Workplace on RingCentral blog. And so to summarize it, basically it is just the main points are why communication is important, how to communicate better, how to listen better, and just all the kinds of stuff like that. So they talk about everything I just talked about the building relationships. Some ways to communicate effectively and make sure it's effective communication, not just communication, is confidence, telling the truth, being straightforward, trying to get to the point as fast as possible, but also as effective as possible. Because if you're trying to get something across to someone and you take a very long time to do it, then their attention is probably gonna drift away after a while, because you've been talking for so long. They're not gonna want to keep listening to you. You need to be confident, so you act like you know what you're talking about, even if you don't necessarily know what you're talking about, or know someone might know more. If you have confidence, they'll be more likely to take you seriously and listen to you. The difference between communication and effective communication is effective communication is getting the point across accurately and receiving the point accurately. So in a workplace, some good ways of communication, some good ways to get points across are things like meetings, be brief, clarify, and be open-minded, and communication style. So meetings are a good way because you have everyone together. You have everyone being able to share their own thoughts. You in meetings, you want to be brief. You want to get your point across as fast as possible and not drag them out. So even if they do listen that time and it's a dragged out meeting, they're going to go into the next meeting dreading it, thinking it's going to be dragged out again, and they're not going to want to listen as much. They're going to be more just angry and not bored. They'll be bored and not want to listen. So communication style, you need to know how to talk to people. If you're at work, if you're talking to a manager, you're going to be more polite, more respectful, more yeah, just more of that, more eye contact, everything, all that's important. Good posture. Um, if you're talking to a coworker that you've known for 10 years and you all hang out on the weekends, you can talk to them as friends. But when customers are around, you want to keep the friendliness to a minimum, just so they don't feel like they're getting ignored or they're out of place. Um, Open mindedness. You have to be open minded in a workplace. If you don't agree with something and it's morally incorrect, you can say something. But if it's just something that you don't feel like doing, you have to have an open mind, and you have to try to make yourself at least act like you like it and act like you care. Clarification, always clarify your points, especially in meetings. If you think someone doesn't know what you're talking about or didn't understand all the way, you must clarify. That way there's no confusion. To sum it up, I'm gonna talk about the communication tools that you can use. So there's obviously in person, and nowadays there's emails, phones, texting, and there's probably more of this than anything, but video chatting. So video chatting is a big thing, and that will be around forever because of COVID. But those are just some ways that you can have good communication. So basically, the main points of this are just to communicate. You have to have effective communication by being straightforward, get to the point, confident, um, clarify, use those tools, be respectful, be mindful of who you're talking to, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you.